Welcome to the final annotation for this week. This is step 3, and we are focused on rhetorical devices. So, rhetorical devices, hyperbole, repetition, parallelism, analogy, that sort of thing. So again, just like with step 2, you'll notice there's nothing attached. So you need to go back to step 2, open the PDF, open with Cami, and hit Save Now. Okay, even if it says all changes saved, hit Save Now again so that it's in your recents and it's easy to find. Go back, go to the current assignment, go to Add or Create, Google Drive, should be the most recent thing. It's attached, and then we go to town again. So open with Cami. Okay, so now we're back here. Rhetorical devices. So, ain't I a woman? This right here is a type of rhetorical device. And I'm going to change the color by going down to the palette. And I'm just going to go with a soft gray. It's completely different than the things that I've been using. But now I have that option up here. Okay, and I'm just going to do all of my devices in this soft gray. Ain't I a woman? This one should be pretty obvious to you, but if it's not, this is a rhetorical question. And you've read this a few times now, so you know that she repeats this phrase over and over. Okay, so you want to type in here, why is she repeating this phrase? Okay, she is repeating this phrase to drive home the point that she is a woman and not being given the rights that the men say she should have, or say she has. The rights, the privileges, the lack of working in the fields, you know, that women have it pretty easy. They don't have to work hard. They don't have to do these things. And she's consistently argued throughout this that I am a woman, and trust me, I've never been treated like that. Given the right, so I don't know if rights is the right word, rights, privileges. I'm a horrible speller. Privileges. And that's spelled wrong. I'm going to fix that. There we go. See, teachers do it too. She repeats this so that her audience agrees with her over and over. It gets them in the habit of agreeing. That habit of agreeing creates the pattern within the listener or the reader of agreeing with what is being said, what is being argued. And it sets you up to be kind of predisposed, to be ready to agree with the next thing that she's going to say, or to agree with the next argument that she's going to make. So rhetorical questions often come in 2 or 3s because you're creating that pattern. Where you're like, oh yeah, she's right. Oh yeah, she's right. Oh yeah, she's right. And when she comes out with this next thing that you may be on the fence about, you're already in the habit of going, oh yeah, she's right. So she's been right about these things, so she's probably right about this as well. Okay, so rhetorical question, big one. Well, children, where there is so much racket, there must be something out of kilter. I think that twixt the Negroes of the South and the women of the North, all talking about rights, The white men will be in a fix pretty soon. But what's all this here talking about? Now, again, that's a rhetorical question. It's already green and it's not going to let me add anything to that. So I'm actually going to put in a text box here. Text box here, right there. And I'm going to put in that this is a rhetorical, helps if I spell it right, rhetorical question. She's not expecting an answer. And it starts the audience thinking about what everyone is talking about at the convention. I'm gonna try, let's see if I can do that. So maybe move that up just a little. Try and get it so I can see all the words. There we go. All right. Then that man over there says that women need to be helped in carriages and lifted over ditches and to have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helps me into carriages or over mud puddles or gives me any best place. And ain't I one? Again, got another rhetorical question there. So you're going to want to label that. Probably a text box. And you could just put rhetorical question, so RQ. And there, I'm going to change that text to something that's a little easier to see. Let's go with blue. Okay. That man over there says that women need to be helped, blah, 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 which we've just gone over. This actually has some parallelism. It's a little loose, but there is definitely parallelism in there. There's a list with similar structure in the language. So, helped into carriages, lifted over ditches. Both of those have the same structure. Verb, preposition, noun. Helped into carriages, lifted over ditches. So we're also going to want to put a little note in here. We're going to have to do it as a text box again. And I'm going to do it as black. Okay. And say parallelism. And then quote it. Helped into carriages. Lifted over ditches. Okay. And then later in it, it also says nobody ever helps me into carriages or over mud puddles or gives me any best place. So we've got that or over mud puddles or gives me any best place. So more repetition. Or I'm sorry, more parallelism. Or over mud puddles or gives me any best place. Okay, so parallelism. There's quite a bit of that in here as well. Look at me. Look at my arm. I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could head me. And ain't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as a man, when I could get it, and bear the lash as well. And ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children and seen most all sold off to slavery. And when I cried out with my mother's grief, none but Jesus heard me. And ain't I a woman? Okay, we've got that repetitive question, that repetitive statement. When we get down here, we actually have an analogy. And I don't normally go this far, but I'm going to tell you that there's an analogy here. And then there's another couple down here. So I want you to pay attention. What is the analogy saying? What is it pointing out? So I'm going to tell you here, if my cup won't hold but a pint, go back to markup. If my cup won't hold but a pint, and yours holds a quart, wouldn't you be mean not to let me have my little half measure full? Okay, so when you put that in, I'm going to make it gray so it matches. And then I'm going to put a comment, and I'm going to say it's an analogy. And then I'm going to explain the analogy. Okay, so your guys' job now is to finish annotating 4 rhetorical devices. You know rhetorical questions, they're all over in here, but there are other things. All right, so once you've gone through and done those, I want you to go ahead and hit save now. See, got one unsaved change. Save now. Saving. Go back to the assignment where you should have already attached it and hit turn in. All right, have a good night.